Alright, welcome to another episode of Nicholas Puglia Outdoors. Today we're fishing a brand new place. This park is right off the lake. There's a bunch of natural springs in this area, and it makes a bunch of like little bodies of water. The main lake is down over that way. The lake's not too big, but it's all private over at the lake, so couldn't fish the lake today. I wanted to fish the lake, but this is public here, so it goes. This is a pretty good sized body of water. It's not too big, but people say there's some good fishing here, so we're gonna check it out today. So I brought 2 rods today. I'm gonna fish the swim bait and probably a Senko, just to see if there's some bass in here. We'll see if they're biting. So I'm gonna cover the water pretty good first with the swim bait, and then when I get to some structure, I'll throw the Senko. So while I set up, I'll give you guys a quick update on the channel. It's supposed to be pretty nice this week, mid-50s. So it's gonna thaw the water out a little bit, and we'll be able to fish some new spots. So hopefully we can fish. If we catch fish here today, I'll come back here tomorrow and see if we can catch more fish. So hopefully we catch some fish here today. I'll get here pretty early tomorrow, and we'll cover a lot of the water. And for hunting wise, I didn't get to go hunting this week. My father-in-law was sick, so we're not going to be able to put out a video again. I'm sorry for that. My last video I was going to put up got corrupted, so I couldn't put it out there for you guys. I'm still going to go over my gear, so I'll put a video out over the break on the stuff I use. I wanted to do a video after the hunt and show you guys where I hunt, like show you some stuff, and 'cause I don't want to talk out there, I like to be quiet, but after the hunt I'll definitely go around and video where I'm at so you guys can see it. It's a pretty awesome spot. But so yeah, my father-in-law is the primary holder of the contract he has with the guy to hunt that land, so I can't be out there without him. So plus I like to hunt with a buddy. I think it's too dangerous to be out there during shotgun season by yourself. So enough about hunting. There will be a video soon, because we're going to definitely go over break probably, and hopefully get a deer before that season ends. Alright, so if you've seen my videos in the past, I've been using the swim bait this week. It's been doing pretty well. So I'm going to use the swim bait here to see if I can cover them. I just want to cover some water. If they don't bite the swim bait within the first half an hour, I'll try using the crankbait. I got 2 poles, like I said earlier today, so I'm going to cover the water. I definitely want to throw the Senko around. I think using a swim bait, it's pretty good to cover the water to find the bass, but if you've never been to a place before, always bring some plastics with you, because sometimes some ponds will only eat like rubber worms and stuff, so this might be like a pond where they're not too aggressive. It's not bad today. It's 36 degrees. As you can see, it's real cloudy. Looks like we got a bunch of snow clouds. We got hammered pretty good last week with snow. Got about 6 inches of snow. It, as you can see on the ground, it all melted. We had a couple days of 40. Knocked the snow out. Snow usually doesn't last that long anyways in this area. We usually just get ice. It is crazy though, because up north they're already getting ice. They're probably going to be ice fishing within the next couple weeks up north. I also want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Tom Grip. I appreciate you for watching my videos. liking and commenting. If you guys haven't checked out Tom Grip's channel, it's very awesome. He has some pretty sick edits. So if you guys want to watch another YouTuber, you want to watch something new, Tom Grip's got a pretty cool channel. I think I'm going to walk down further. I'm going to fish off that point right there. We got a few more casts over here. Because that point right there looks pretty good. I can get right in the middle. Alright, we moved down. Wanted to stop right here real quick to fish parallel to the shore. See if something's sitting over there. Now, if we don't catch nothing today, doesn't mean I'm not going to come back. So I definitely want to come back tomorrow and fish. I might do like something slow. Maybe I'll bounce a jig off the bottom. Do like a creature bait or a trick worm, something real slow bouncing off the bottom. I might have to use Old Faithful, guys. I might have to throw that crankbait on. You never know. Alright, guys. I'm gonna get a couple casts from the other side to here. Bring it in. Nice and slow. Then over here looks pretty good for the rubber worm. I'm going to fish the rubber worm over here in this cove. But for now, I'm going to throw the swim bait over here. Cover some water. I was just saying to myself that the rubber worm might not do good today, but I want to give it a couple casts. You never know. They might hit it. Now the rubber worm I'm going to use is a 3X stick worm. It's just their brand of the Senko. Salt impregnated, super soft, stretchy. It's the same color as my swim bait, so white's been doing pretty good for me lately. White and red, I don't know, it's been the colors. Now, if you guys do find a bait you like, you should buy it in multiple colors, because you never know what pond or lake. They might not like white, they might like red, they might like blue. And matter of fact, I've caught some pretty good fish off of some really weird looking blue Senkos. We used to call them the Sonic worms. They look just like Sonic the Hedgehog blue. Alright guys, here's the rubber worm we're going to use. This 3X brand by Strike King, it's pretty badass. I'm not sure if they make 3X anymore, but it's 3 times stronger and 3 times softer than any other plastic out in the market. That's what they're saying, and it really is super soft. When the bass bite it, they don't like to drop it. I guess it feels so realistic. I like them. A lot of them float, so you got to use weights. This one's salt impregnated, so it does sink. Hopefully, that's what it says on the bag. I haven't used this one yet. I use a lot of their other products, like trick worms and finesse worms. I've never used the Senko one yet, so hopefully it works pretty good. It looks just like a regular Senko. Look at that, super stretchy. I think one of my videos I showed you a worm that stretches pretty far. I mean, a 7-inch worm can stretch probably to like 3 feet long with this stuff. It's just real super stretchy. And since it's so stretchy and soft, the bait lasts long. You can catch like 30 bass on one rubber worm. They're just so durable. Just using my Ugly Stik Ultralight. It's a pro version. It's probably one of the best rods I ever bought in my life. I've had big stripers on here, big catfish. Alright, so the worm does sink. That's good. Of course, this is a 6 foot. 6 foot and, yep, 6'6". It's a medium action. It's all I ever use. I do want to get a 7-foot rod, medium heavy, and that's what I want to use for my crankbaits and swim baits. I want to get a little bit further out there and cover more water, and I think a 7-foot rod would be perfect for me. And I also want to get a cheap bait caster reel, and I got a bait casting pole. I just need to get a reel. I think I'll mess around with some bait casters. It's been a while. I know I was talking to Tom on his channel about it. I like bait caster rods and reels, but I just don't use them that much. But I do like them for flipping heavy grass. I used to have one a long time ago, and when I used to have a boat, I used to use it on the boat all the time. But for offshore, I don't really like bait caster rods that much, but I do like them for spinnerbait fishing and crankbaits. Heavy lures are my favorite to use a bait caster. I primarily use it for spinnerbaits, probably. Maybe some crankbaits, just depends on how heavy it is. Alright guys, we're gonna fish the crankbait now. Look how funny shape this pond is. Like, it's got the weirdest shape to it, which is pretty cool. I am gonna try to fish more lakes for you guys, but since the lake I wanted to go to this morning was private only, I didn't want to waste a trip, so I said, well, I'll just go to this pond right next to it. And I guess the all the water that feeds to the pond, all these natural springs, same as the lake, which is pretty cool. It just sucks we can't fish the lake. Yeah, we got some weird ledge going on right here. Huh. I don't know if you guys can check this ledge out. It's kind of pretty cool. I mean, get you close to the water. We got some rocks down there, so we got some cover. I'm just gonna fish this inlet right here. I'm gonna fish in between where the pond goes out to the open and then comes into the shallows over here. This place is pretty deep. Didn't hit the bottom of my crankbait, so it's at least 4 to 5 feet deep right here. Now, I did not spray the crankbait with the spray. I feel like it's kind of a waste because it's not porous like rubber is, so it's not going to suck the spray up. I mean, you could still try it. It's only going to last like one cast probably. Ooh, ooh, we got one, guys. Look at this. Little sunfish came up and he smacked it, and I got him right in his eye. Ah, poor little guy. There he goes. He took off. Well, there's fish in here. At least there's some sunfish in here. So if there's sunfish in there, there might be bass in here. Well, that's cool. We finally caught one. It was small, but at least we know there's fish in here. The funny part was, I seen a couple hit it. They were chasing the crankbait, and then that little one came up and hit it, and I just hooked him in his eye. So there was a whole little school of those sunfish attacking it. So we're gonna give this spot probably another 20 casts because I want to see if there's any bass in there trying to feed up on these little sunfish. Just fishing it slow. Alright, we're gonna fish this cove right here. And after we fish this cove, we're gonna fish over there in that corner on the other side. So far we caught one little sunfish. Had a couple bites on the swim bait, nothing really big. Must have been probably some bluegill hitting the tail. But we still have time. We'll catch a bass. If I don't get nothing on the crankbait, I'll probably throw the swim bait more. And if that don't work, I'll just think on what else I can come back tomorrow with. I think our best bet, since this water is, it's murky, but it's kind of clear. It's a lot of rocks. So I'm thinking about bouncing something off the bottom tomorrow. Maybe I'll use a jig. Maybe a drop shot. Just gonna really slow roll it down there. Now remember, guys, you gotta stay motivated, especially on these colder months. The bite's gonna be really slow. You might even miss the bite that they bite so slow, and they're really lethargic, so slow it down a little bit. Because you don't want to be fishing so fast, they're gonna know it's a lure, because they know that the bluegill ain't swimming that fast, so always match the hatch, as they say. Work that bait nice and slow. Unless your area, they're still swimming fast, so just try to match what the current situation is. I mean, here, those bluegill were attacking that crankbait pretty fast, so I'm still going to keep it a little bit slow. Because my slow reeling is probably just as fast as they're swimming. So, alright guys, we're down to the last cove. So far, we only caught a bluegill on the crankbait. A few bites on the swim bait. And nothing on the jig so far. We've only been fishing the jig for about 15 minutes, so still have faith in the jig. I'm going to fish parallel to this bank a couple casts, parallel to this bank a couple casts, and then fish over there. I think that's the water fountain. So I'm going to fish over by that water fountain. Even though the water fountain's not spraying, still provides structure, and I feel like the bass might be over there due to a better quality water of oxygen over there. So it's not spraying now, but they're probably used to being over there, so maybe, just maybe they're over there. Alright. Thought something just picked up the jig when it landed. I reel it in real quick. See what we got. Grass on there or what? Yeah, grass. Just some grass. Yeah, jigs are pretty effective in the cold weather. I don't always fish jigs, but I've caught quite a few quality bass on a jig in the cold weather. Alright guys, so when I was walking over here, I don't know if you can see right there, that's the lake. That's the lake we can't fish. And that lake is pretty big. I didn't know the lake went over this way. I thought the lake went down over there, which the lake does go over there. So somehow the lake cuts through and goes over here. Like this place online says this is a lake. I mean, by definition, a body of water that's fed by water is a lake. So this might be a small lake. I called it the pond today because I thought it was a pond, but when I went on the Google Maps after I had just seen this, it's saying this is a lake. So apparently this right here is connected to this, which is also connected to the big lake that's down on the other side. So, and there's a private property sign down there, no trespassing, so we can't get any cast through there. I might be able to cut through the woods over there and fish off that bank right there, but I don't know who owns that land over there. So I'm not trying to get arrested today. So I'll stick to this public side for now. But I will research that pot right there in the corner, because if there's public land to that lake, I'd like to fish it. So let's get at it over here and catch us a bass. I just wanted to share with you guys, it's pretty cool how the lake is that close. I mean, the street to get on here was called something Lake Street. I don't remember what the street sign was called. There might be public access to the lake. I'll have to do some research. But so far what I've seen was a bunch of houses on it. This is all public land over here, so maybe through the woods we can get to a fishing spot. Which would be nice in the springtime. We might be able to do some cat fishing over there and some bass fishing. So actually that looks like a filter box that filters the water. trying to get closer. I want to see what this structure is all about. Now that I'm looking down there, you can see all the rocks that go down to the lake. So there's water flowing down there. So the water's coming off of this lake pond deal over here. So it's probably still a small lake. So this little body of water here is probably got a spring in it, and it's probably flowing the water into the main lake. So this is probably the smallest lake I've ever seen then, if it is a lake. But Google Maps does say it's a lake. Here comes the first dog walker today. I haven't seen anybody here, but one guy drove up and then he drove away. Alright guys, real quick, check this out. The fish at Glick Park. There it is, guys. There's crappie in here, bluegill, channel catfish, largemouth bass, red ear sunfish, and smallmouth bass. And this was made by the Eagle Scout Project by Zachary Kaiser, 2017. So it's fairly new. At least we know that there's fish in here. We caught a little sunfish today, so I was right about that species. We probably a bluegill. Didn't have a red ear on it. I knew by looking at the water, there's a lot of rocks. There's gotta be some crappie in there. Where there's crappie, there's a lot of bluegill. Where there's a lot of bluegill, is bass. So I didn't think there was gonna be channel catfish in here or smallmouth bass. So I'm not sure about those fish, but you know, we'll come back and we'll fish a drop shot and we'll probably get a smallmouth bass probably. Just figured I'd like to show you guys that. So this is going to be a great spot, guys. We will be fishing here a few times. I'm going to try to fish here a couple more times before the holiday break, so tomorrow we'll come back and we'll give it a shot. Alright guys, we just got word that this lake over here, private property, but if you walk past that bush right there and go down that hill, there's public access. So unfortunately we're out of time today, but we're coming back tomorrow and we're going to go down that hill. We're going to check it out and we're going to see if there's some good fishing spots over there. He said that a lot of people fish over there and there's a lot of fish on that side. He said there's some big bass. He's seen a couple people catch some big ones over there, and we're gonna get into some donkeys tomorrow. All right. So sorry I didn't catch on today. I just wanted to check out this little pond lake deal. I guess it's a lake. Google Maps says it's a lake, but I mean it's small, but I guess there's natural springs in it, and it flows into the big body of water. So we'll have to check it out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the comments and likes. Don't forget to check out Tom Cripp's channel. I'll leave a description in the link below. He does some pretty great work, great editing, and I'm pretty sure he'll look forward to you guys joining his channel. And thanks for watching. And if I don't see you guys again this week, if I don't put a video out, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, so I will be making videos, but I might not be able to put them out this week. I will try my best. Happy holidays, guys. And don't forget, you get to have holidays while other people don't get to have holidays. So make sure you thank someone that supports your freedom. And again,